gang, welcome to another edition of Coming Soon, in which I talk about discs that are coming soon. So I just got a box today from the fine folks at MVD who distribute for, basically, if you've heard of a cool boutique video label, chances are MVD distributes for them. So I got this big box and we'll talk about what's in there and we'll discover it together one disc at a time. I haven't looked at these yet and I haven't opened them. So from VCI Entertainment, we get Dark Knight of the Scarecrows. This is Dark Knight of the Scarecrow and Dark Knight of the Scarecrow 1 and 2. If you don't know Dark Knight of the Scarecrow, it was this classic early 80s from the slasher, classic slasher boom era TV movie that starred Larry Drake as a mentally challenged young man who is accused of a crime he did not commit and run off, and something bad happens to him, and it seems that he comes back in the form of a very vengeful scarecrow. It's really good. It's really creepy. I saw it on TV as a kid. I loved it. VCI has sort of kept the torch burning for this movie over the years, putting it out on Blu-ray or putting it on DVD, and it looked really good then on Blu-ray. Originally, it had a video release on Key Video. Totally coincidentally, Key Video, the t-shirt that I'm wearing. So this is a 4K UHD version of that. Never did I think I would see any TV movie from my youth in 4K, let alone this one. This is one that always used to look kind of muddy on TV and on VHS, and that's how it was, So to see this thing looking great is kind of amazing. So the Scarecrows unite in the ultimate double feature. The original 1981 CBS world premiere movie, Dark Knight of the Scarecrow, which started the Scarecrow horror genre, and the 2021, so 40 years later, sequel, Dark Knight of the Scarecrow 2, and for the first time ever, both films have been remastered on the ultimate video format, 4K, ultra high definition. That's UHD to you and me, looking their best ever. So the same, let's see, we have the original is 96 minutes, and the new one is 85 minutes. Greatly appreciate that. Special features, you get a 2023 Dark Knight of the Scarecrow triple fan commentary hosted by Heath Holland from Serial at Midnight, who's great, and featuring Robert Kelly, noted film historian, and Amanda Reyes, expert on TV, movies, author, and podcaster. So sometimes when there's a fan commentary, I go, ugh, it's people who don't know anything, and they're just going to kind of make fun of it and mock it. And then sometimes it's like this, where it's like an all-star squadron of fans who know their stuff, who are going to talk about this. So this is pretty exciting. You get the original Dark Knight of the Scarecrow commentary with writer J.D. Feigelson and director Frank Di Felitta. The new 2023 Dark Knight 2 commentary by J.D. Feigelson. Video featurette, Bubba Didn't Do It, 30 Years of the Scarecrow by Daniel Griffith. Video featurette, Dark Knight of the Scarecrow cast reunion Q&A, recorded at the 2011 Fright Fest Film Festival. The 1981 CBS world premiere broadcast promo, I love that stuff. 1985 rebroadcast promo, which might have been when I saw it. I remember it airing and kids talking about it in hushed tones, and then catching it a bit later, and then it was one of those things that local stations would run for a while. And then you get a behind-the-scenes photo gallery. This is region A, B, and C. We crack it open for those of you who love the sound of shrink wrap, or to see me make grimacing faces while I try to open something and not break it. There we are. So, cover front and back. Open it up, and we get disc 1 and disc 2. So disc 1 is both movies on 4K and the commentaries, and disc 2 is bonus features and Dark Knight of the Scarecrow. So it looks like disc 1 is 4K, disc 2 is regular Blu-ray. Now, I see a discrepancy here. These discs say region A, but the back of the box says region ABC. So we'll find out. Then we have, from Radiance Films, Tattooed Life, a film by Seijun Suzuki. This is a world Blu-ray premiere. A low-level Yakuza is double-crossed by his boss and attacked. His younger brother comes to his aid and kills the assailant, fearing repercussions from the Yakuza. They flee to Manchuria, where they risk coming under suspicion of rival gangs. This features an audio commentary by Suzuki biographer William Carroll, newly edited archival interviews with Suzuki and art director Takeo Kimura, booklet with new writing by Tom Vick, plus newly translated archival writing on the film. This is a limited edition of 3,000 copies. Looks a little something like that. And if you flip it over, looks a little something like that. As I like to say, at a distance, or if you look at a photo of these covers online, you're like, why do they cover up the cover with this vertical thing? And as I always point out, it's fittingly enough for this release, it's a Japanese style obi strip, where if you bought CDs or LPs or other things, sometimes in Japan, inside the shrink wrap would be this little strip of paper with information on it, which just slips right out and the cover's there. So that's what it looks like on the inside. And I love what they do with these, where they have the clear case with a reversible cover. So either you can reverse it and have the original Japanese artwork versus the new artwork, or you can just gaze upon it lovingly when you take your disc out. And then the booklet, always a good booklet with Radiance. They're usually chock full of information. This has got Cutting It Close by Tom Vick, a review of Tattooed Life from 1965 by Tetsuya Fukasawa, which they did this in another film I watched of theirs recently. It's kind of cool to read contemporary reviews of these films that otherwise would be printed in a language I can't read. So that's coming soon. As always, if you've made it this far, as always, look in the description where I have the links to buy these on Amazon, where sometimes you can save some money, and if you buy them through those links, I get a little bit of it, but it doesn't cost any more for you. And also the street dates and releasing companies are in there, things I may not remember to mention. Also from Radiance, this is a US-UK Blu-ray premiere. This is Viva la Muerte. This is allegedly a favorite film of John and Yoko. So this is as the Spanish Civil War draws to a close. Fando, a young boy, is tormented by violently conflicting feelings toward his mother, who he suspects may have had a role in his father's capture by fascists. A shockingly provocative work of surrealist cinema from Fernando Arrabal, co-founder of the Panic Movement art collective alongside Alejandro Jodorowsky. Acclaimed by critics and scorned by censors, Viva la Muerte achieved notoriety as a midnight movie and was a favorite of John Lennon and Yoko Ono. This includes 2 documentaries, new interview, the Projection Booth podcast commentary. Projection Booth, if you don't listen to that podcast, is phenomenal. And a booklet with new and archival writing. This is limited to 3,000 copies. Cool cover. Once again, we'll crack it open and look inside. Listen for the sound of crinkling plastic. Extra for you there. Open it up, and ooh, that looks unpleasant. Good thing you can't see the detail on that. We've got the cover, so the alternate cover there, alternate artwork, original artwork, probably pretty thick booklet there. With ooh, can't show you the front of that. With the new writing on the film, The Future of the Cinema Belongs to the Poets, an interview with Fernando Arrabal from 1976 by Peter Brunette and Gerald Peary. Oh, Peary. Surreal and the Violent, a unique construction of Fernando Arrabal's Panic Theater 2024 by Sabina Stent, and then transfer notes and credits, and just a lot of photos, which is really fascinating, kind of looking at it. A lot of photos, a lot of text, stills from the movie taken from the current scan. So that looks interesting. Film I had never, like a lot of the Radiant stuff, I'd never heard of that before, but their stuff tends to be pretty fascinating. From Eureka, we have 2 Taoist Tales, which is, I just was hearing about this, Taoism Drunkard and the Young Taoism Fighter. These are more mad martial arts mayhem from the Yuan clan. I just watched, they released this back in June, just got around to watching it, the Eureka release of Yen Wu Ping's magnificent, what was it called? Miracle Fighters. Totally bonkers insanity. If this is more of that, I'm very excited about this. In the wake of Encounter of the Spooky Kind, the Hong Kong film industry launched headlong into a prolific genre cycle that drew upon Taoist folklore. Popular throughout the 80s and into the next decade, these films combined elements of horror, fantasy, comedy, and martial arts as they pit their protagonists against hopping vampires. I'm sold already. Hopping vampires, vengeful ghosts, and evil sorcerers. Here, Eureka Classics is proud to present one of the most mind-bending tales of Taoist magic ever committed to film. 2 of the most. Taoism Drunkard and the Young Taoism Fighter. Directed by and starring Yen Chang Yan, the Miracle Fighters. I'm not going to get into all this. There's a lot here. So, special 2-disc Blu-ray edition We get a limited edition O-card featuring new artwork by Darren Wheeling. Both films presented in 1080p from brand new 2K restorations, original Cantonese audio and original English dub tracks, original mono presentations, optional English subtitles newly translated for this release. Thank you, because old burned-in subtitles in these films were usually literally unreadable sometimes. Brand new audio commentaries for both films by East Asian film expert Frank Zheng, who's great. Brand new audio commentaries for both films by action cinema experts Mike Leader and Arnie Venema. These are like becoming like audio friends of mine. Like every time I pop in a release from a lot of these companies, from 88, from Arrow, from Eureka, it's Frank Zheng, it's Mike and Arnie, it's a lot of the same folks. It's Michael Worth, and it's cool to hear them. It's like hanging out with pals who know a lot more than I do. Brand new interviews with filmmaker and critic James Mudge, trailers, reversible sleeve artwork, plus limited edition collector's booklet featuring new writing on both films by Spooky Encounters author Daniel O'Brien and Southeast Asian horror expert Katarzyna Aknunta. I'm very sorry about that. So, Taoism Drunkard is presented in, they're both directed by Yen Chang-yan and Chen Chi-hua. Taoism Drunkard's 84, Young Taoism Fighters 88. Hong Kong, they are respectively 94 and 99 minutes, 2:3:5 original aspect ratio, and they are region A. So this is just playable in the US. So let's crack it open carefully, because, as I like to say, carefully because I'm particular. Well, see, they use this nice thick shrink wrap on these, and I like to keep things nice. So I'm very careful. I just open these along the bottom so that the disc will slip out, and all is well and looks shiny and new. So the slipcase slips to reveal, slightly different artwork there. And then we crack that open to, I think I've seen some of this one before. That thing looks familiar. So we've got a flipper flopper here. And if we take the disc out, we've got other artwork there, which is very cool. And then we have a booklet. A bleeding book. We have a booklet here, which is pretty hefty, printed on nice quality paper, and we get a lot of writing, a lot of stills from the movie, a lot of posters, original posters for the films, which I love. So the contents, we have film credits: Return of the Miracle Fighters by Daniel O'Brien, Flying Kicks and Thunder Magic by Katarzyna Katarzyna, viewing notes and release credits. I am probably going to watch these movies tonight because The Miracle Fighters was so crazy. If this is more of the same, it's a special kind of weirdness that Hong Kong cinema had in it, and a special kind of weird comedy, goofy, really immature comedy. So up next it's a Shaw Brothers film, from 88 Films, To Kill a Mastermind, not starring Gregory Peck. This is Be Careful, No One's Safe as Long as the Evil Kung Fu Masters of the Qisha clan terrorize the land. Can they be stopped? The authorities have placed a spy in their ranks, but the clan and their mysterious unknown leader won't go down without a fight, or several. Sounds great to me. This limited edition features a slipcase with brand new artwork by Sean Longmore, 4 collector's art cards. It's HD transfer from the original negative in 2:3:5 widescreen, high definition, 2.0 Mandarin mono with newly translated English subtitles. Thank you, as always. Stills Gallery reversible sleeve featuring the original Hong Kong poster art. This is 99 minutes, as I said, 2:3:5 LPCM mono English subtitles, 1979. This is region A and B. So 88 Films being a British company, region B is for the UK. Region A is the Americas. I believe South America is also region A. So this will work anywhere in these here United States and above and below us geographically, as well as the UK. So we take it off, or take it open, and we've got the slipcase slips to reveal the same artwork, stuff on the back. Crack it open, clear case. We've got artwork on the disc. Pop the disc out, and oh cool, you get the really majestic original Chinese or Hong Kong poster. We get the art cards that I'm not going to take out because I'm particular, but it's 4 art cards, probably just replicas of the original photos that were used for lobby cards and things, and printing on the back. And yeah, so looks like a really cool release. I'm a big fan of the martial arts, don't you know? And I love just how fast and furious stuff is getting released by these companies. From 88 Films, again, is another Shaw Brothers release, is The Golden Lotus. I don't know this movie, so let's find out. Ooh, wow. Probably can't show you the back of this. Wowzers. So, gonna guess this is probably a Category 3 film. Although most famous for their kung fu movies, Hong Kong's legendary Shaw Brothers Studios made more than just chopsaki. Taken from a famously saucy classic novel, Golden Lotus is an epic tale of passionate and sometimes destructive love affair between a rich man and a poor woman, a potent story of lust and power, co-starring no less than Jackie Chan in one of his earliest roles and directed by the award-winning Lee Han-sang. Golden Lotus is the true strength and diversity of Hong Kong filmmaking. 88 Films are proud to present this underseen masterpiece on Blu-ray. So, the limited edition features slipcase with brand new artwork by Thomas Walker, four collectible art cards, 2:35 aspect ratio HD transfer, 2.0 Mandarin mono with English subs, trailers, stills gallery, reversible sleeve featuring original Hong Kong poster art. This is 1974, 116 minutes. Once again, region A and B. Let's see what this looks like on the inside. I'm so happy that 88 is releasing things in America now. This is one of several companies that are slowly making were slow to make their way to releasing things domestically, and you had to import things and have an all-region player, which I now do. But for the longest time, I was like, I'm just going to save money by not buying all this amazing stuff that Eureka and Indicator and 88 is putting out. And thus far, I think all but Indicator have started releasing things. They over here, and Indicator may have is at that. So a little bit, you can't really see it, but a little bit of a metallic sheen to this, which is kind of cool. Golden Lotus, same artwork there. I'm not going to show you the back of that cover. You open it up, we get same artwork on the disc, the art cards, the art carney. You get the original Hong Kong poster, which is always fun to see. Saves me from hunting one down myself. And then we have the art cards with which are sort of similar in style to the others. And that's cool. Looking forward to watching that. Big, huge Jackie Chan fan myself, and it's always interesting to see his early stuff before he did what he was known for, before he was famous, when he was sort of a bit player and a regular actor, and his face looked a little bit different. So we have from MVD, this is an all-region Blu-ray, My Love Affair with Marriage, an animated feature film by Signe Baumane. Probably mispronouncing that as well. So what we have here, from an early age, songs and fairy tales convince Zelma that love will solve all her problems as long as she abides by societal expectations of how a girl should act. But as she grows older, something doesn't seem right with this concept of love. The more she tries to conform, the more her body resists. This special features Penny Stamp's Distinguished Speaker Series presents My Love Affair with Marriage, director Signe Baumane. Original trailer, optional English, Spanish, French, and Latvian subtitles, which makes me think this might be a Latvian film. Widescreen, 16:9, 185, 2023, release 208 minutes. 108 minutes. English, SDH, Spanish, French, Latvian subtitles. Audio is DTS 5.1 surround, LPCM 2.0 stereo, none of which ever means anything for me because I just use a sound bar. But someday I would love to have a surround sound system. And let's crack it open and see what it looks like. I got one more disc after this. If you have somewhere to be, I'm almost wrapped up here. This is a film I have not heard of, but it apparently has won many awards. And it seems the rare... in this country, the rare non-anime animated film not necessarily aimed at kids, so that's always cool. And we crack it open, and nothing fancy, just art on the disc from the film. So that's looks very interesting. Should be fun. And then finally, this is one I've been looking forward to. Some people I think have been looking forward to this for decades. This, courtesy of Full Moon Features, is the Primevals. This is an old throwback style, or old style throwback Ray Harryhausen style stop motion monster movie. I've heard good things about this. A civilization lost in time invaded 1 million years ago. Very groovy. An epic fantasy 30 years in the making. Deep in the Himalayas, a group of Sherpas subdue and kill a towering humanoid creature. Its remains, including a brain that appears to have undergone some kind of surgery, wind up under the supervision of Dr. Claire Collier, Juliet Mills from Beyond the Door, that's fantastic, who believes it to be one of the legendary Yeti, joined by her former student Matt Connor, Richard Joseph Paul, a longtime believer in the creature's existence, of big game hunter Rondo Montana, Leon Russum from The Big Lebowski, and others. Dr. Collier leads an expedition into the mountains to track down more of the abominable snowmen. That's all I'm going to say because this sounds fantastic. Extras here. Do we have extras? The special feature is just the trailer. So this is very tiny printing on the back, so bear with me. This is not rated. It is 91 minutes. Sound is 2.0 or 5.1. Production date was 1993, might be 83, and 2003. Aspect ratio 178 widescreen. This is a region-free Blu-ray, and it has English closed captions. So this looks like fun. As much as I say I'm going to watch whatever tonight, this probably is the movie I'm going to watch as soon as I turn this off, because it just looks like the kind of movie I used to watch on Saturday afternoon as a kid. The old Ray Harryhausen Sinbad movies, or Jason and the Argonauts and stuff like that. Just old stop-motion creatures. Yes, they don't look real, but to me they look more real than CGI because they look like they're a thing that really exists in the world. So simple, nothing fancy in here, just the creature. But that looks like fun. So all that stuff is coming soon. All of it, I believe, is coming out between the 10th of September and the 24th of September. But as always, just look at the descriptions under this video. All the information you need is there, and links to click to Amazon to either buy it or look up more info about it. Thank you for watching, and I'll do this again when I have more stuff that is coming soon.